Hi there, welcome back. Today I wanted to talk about your personal brand. What is a personal brand? Now, a lot of people, when you ask the question, what is a brand, will give you the answer. A brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. And the job of marketing is really to shape that, to direct and to amplify that, to reach as many people as possible. But with a personal brand, there are two directions you can go. There's the inauthentic and then the authentic. With the inauthentic, you can make it up. You can create fiction. But the problem with fiction, well, I'll describe it first. Fiction is where I'm a man of modest means, but I want everybody to think I'm super successful. So I go and I take pictures of myself next to a private jet or beside a Ferrari. Or I order a big pile of fake money off Amazon and I hug it and I make it look like I've got more money than brains. You can go that direction, and many people do. But what it leads to is attracting clients that don't really connect with you for the right reasons. And it creates a vicious cycle of fiction upon fiction, and it becomes very difficult to maintain. So what happens if you want to go the other route? This is where life gets very interesting. Now, the thing with personal branding is most people aren't really particularly deliberate or intentional about how they cultivate it. They look at their marketing and how they show up in the world as just natural and organic. And the problem is that most of us don't really understand what it is that makes us special, what it is that people value about us. So the first thing we need to do is really start to uncover our zone of genius. What is it that other people really appreciated about us? What are the things that other people look at and go, wow, I love what you bring to the world right there. Now, here's another interesting thing. Imposter syndrome for most people, when they try and build their visibility, is an ever-present companion. It's always there. And the more you try and push yourself outside your comfort zone, the more imposter syndrome tries to push you back in. Now, the thing with really focusing in on your zone of genius, really discovering what that is and emphasizing it, is it's true. You're focusing on the things that are most true about you, the things that other people appreciate most. And the thing is, the more you do that, the more confident you'll become. And the more comfortable you'll become with showing up, and it becomes a virtuous cycle. The more you lean into being authentic, the more comfortable you become with playing bigger with your personal brand. Now, here's another thing. There are billions of people on the planet, and when you start focusing on your personal brand and expanding your reach, particularly online, you discover that you don't have to compete in the way that you used to. You can really focus on attracting just those people who appreciate the things that make you uniquely valuable. Those who will appreciate you for you the best, not some made up personal brand. You can afford to be different. In fact, you'll thrive when you're different and authentic. The more unusual, the better. Now, I can't tell you what your zone of genius is, but it's something that I've worked a lot on to really understand myself. You'll find, if you look online, YouTube videos, just type how to find your zone of genius, and you'll find a lot of people talking about it's the intersection of your passion, your talents, and a true need in the world. But I think it goes a little bit deeper, and there's probably a more straightforward way to discover it. Now, when I say discover it, I'm not talking about something that's just going to happen. Really discovering your zone of genius could be the work of a lifetime. In fact, in many respects, you could almost call it's the meaning of life. But the truth is, any top performer I speak to, and through my podcast, I speak to some incredible people every single week. One of the things they consistently tell me is that they take personal development seriously. We're not talking about anything woo or out there. We're talking about a true journey to understand yourself, to understand your values and shape the qualities that make you unique. This is the work that you should be doing if you're focused on building a personal brand business. If you want to shine your beacon out there into the world and say, this is who I am, you better make sure that's somebody worth having out in the world. So let's get practical. The truth is, it's very difficult for you to see your zone of genius. Most of the time, you'll see it through other people. Other people are essentially mirrors reflecting back to you the things that they like and that they dislike about you. Now, we as human beings, we're naturally paying attention to the negative. It's baked into us as a species that we will pay attention to those things that might kill us, those things that we could use as tools or food, or those things that we just don't understand and we need to understand because it might kill us or it might be food. This is what we pay attention to. There is no genetic or evolutional benefit to paying attention to what other people like about us. There just isn't. So we don't pay attention to it. You need to change that. Now, content creators, people like me with podcasts or YouTube channels, we have a small advantage in that people give us feedback all the time. But in most people's lives, people don't really give you feedback in quite the same way. They don't necessarily tell you what they love about you or what they hate about you in quite such numbers and on quite such a regular basis. But that's a problem because you need that mirror. You need people to be telling you what they like and dislike about you. But the truth is, they probably do. But your brain isn't paying attention. Your brain is busy paying attention, as I said, to those things that, can I eat it? Can I kill it? Or I don't understand it. I need to understand it. These are the things the brain pays attention to. So what I would encourage you to do, what I have done from time to time, and it was actually an idea given to me by Ian Anderson Gray. If you don't know him, go look him up. Live streaming king. He said that he kept a journal about the nice things people said about him. And I thought, what a good idea. Because it works in a very strange way. And it sounds quite narcissistic, just keeping a journal about the nice things people say about you. But it works very similarly to a dream journal. If you ask most people, what did you dream about last night? They can't tell you because they don't remember. But if you ask anybody that's ever kept a dream journal, what did you dream about last night? They can probably tell you 3 or 4 dreams that they had, because the more you pay attention to it, the more you remember it, the more you notice it. And having that journal about the nice things people say about you tells your unconscious brain, this information matters. I will start paying attention to it and feeding it up into the conscious mind. And you'll start noticing the positive things people appreciate, and you'll start to have reflected back to you your zone of genius. What you'll find is that over a fairly short time, a picture will emerge. And I'll go right back to what I said about what is a brand. A brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room. Well, now you know what people say about you when you're not in the room. In particular, those positive qualities, forget about the negative, they're unhelpful. These positive qualities, they are your personal brand. Now you can start to cultivate it, you can start to shape it, and you can start to, more importantly, amplify it. You can lean into these qualities through your content. You can lean into these things in the way that you show up in lots of different parts of your life. You'll find that it gives you a confidence that you didn't have before, and you'll also start to understand, where do I need to work on my character? Because you possibly didn't know before. And you'll find with a few small tweaks, you can really shape into somebody who's much more useful to have in the world. Now, what you find once you've done this is through your content, through the way that you show up person to person, and with the confidence that you have in these qualities that you didn't really appreciate yourself before, you will start to attract those people into your business and into your life who really appreciate you for those particular qualities, rather than perhaps some fake qualities that you were trying to embody before. The fiction leads to friction problem. Now you'll find that you can operate with a flow and an authenticity that really helps you blow past imposter syndrome and do things that you really never thought that you could before. So, if a brand is what people say about you when you're not in the room, start listening to what they're saying. Ask the questions, make notes, keep that really simple journal. Most importantly, start kindling that zone of genius. Feed the flames and create that beacon which attracts the right people for you. I hope you found this video helpful. It's so important that you understand what it is that other people like about you. If you don't understand it, trust me, if you have any friends and contacts, there are things they like about you. So start writing them down. Any little signals that come into your life, make a note. Very quickly, you'll build that picture up. If you've enjoyed this video, I make lots of videos about things to do with personal branding, personal brand business, and monetizing a personal brand. I would appreciate if you would subscribe to this channel, give this video a thumbs up, like it, and if you have any questions, I am waiting for you down in the comments. My name is Bob Gentle. You've been watching Amplify Me, and I'll see you next time.